Hi, we're going to call to order the meeting of the Reuben Horde Library Trustees on Thursday, September 11th, 2025.
It does say 24.
Any correspondence?
No,
Any public comment?
doesn't look like it. No.
Okay. Did everyone have a chance to look over the minutes of prior meetings from July 31st?
Yeah.
Any
Yes.
edits?
It looked okay to me.
Could I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I move to approve the minutes of July 31st, 2025.
I second that.
Okay, thank you. Treasurer's report?
We need to vote on that.
Oh, sorry. So we need to vote on the motion.
Yeah.
Everyone in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is passed.
All right.
Treasurer's report?
All right. State aid is $15,762.44. The gift fund has $42,197.62. MMDT has $25,326.33. Building gift has $35,882.26. The MBLC grant continues to have $686,044. Lead grant continues to have $116,895, and the Barth month ending statement balance is $1,828,356.74.
Thank you.
That is thankfully.
David, when you're ready, is there a friend's report?
Yep.
And David, are you taking us or do you want me to?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
No, I'm just terrible.
I do it regardless.
The Friends met on August 20th. It was a relatively longer meeting. And so I have a bunch of things that I can mention. Requests for Friends to authorize $5,000 for teen, children, and adult programming, and for the Friends to authorize $5,000 for museum passes were both approved with no objections. The membership of the Friends is up to 160 members, and I was reminded to join, so it's at least 161 now.
I think I remember to turn mine in this year.
And there were a couple of families that are making extraordinarily generous monthly donations, like 100 a month,
Wow.
75 a month.
That's amazing.
Cropped up in their account. So they're excited about that. They are organizing for the October 15th and 16th setup days for the book sale and for the Sunday the 19th cleanup. They are planning the logistics of the staff appreciation meal on the 30th, 29th, 30th.
30th.
And they're doing a what do they call it? Tex-Mex Southwest buffet, something like that.
Oh, fun.
So I'm gonna make some vegan potato salad. You don't need to research.
We're getting the vegan potato salad from
The storage trailer epic continues, and they're now settled on a new delivered 20-foot beige storage trailer for a price of $5,886. And as of August 20th, that seemed like everybody was good with that. So it could be going ahead, as far as I know. And then there was a longer discussion about how to take advantage of the timing of Friends of the Libraries Week in October, which happens right after the book sale. And so they were talking about different possible ways to tie in to that, whether they would do something on the last day of the book sale or whether they would do something during the following week. And they started getting excited about putting together maybe a Friends basket raffle.
That's good.
So those were, and there was a little talk about the Good as Gold coffee service thing, but not because there's any decisions at any point, but just because they were getting a heads up that they might be able to, they would be instrumental in funding it. And that's the Friends report, unless you could think of anything I missed.
And I believe they're looking at dates in March for mini golf. Have they
Yes.
approached you?
Just to ask if those dates were.
Okay.
Thank you, David. Building updates.
So the gates, the wonderful gates. So it came off of the track, I guess like a month ago now. At least 3 weeks ago. So Eric refuses to call the company to come and fix it because they charge like $4,000 each time. And the last time they came out, he was the one who actually fixed it.
Mhm.
So the new problem. So he came the next day after I asked him. I told him it broke, and the lift wouldn't lift. It wouldn't charge. It wasn't charged. So we tried charging it. It won't charge beyond like 10%. So then he got another lift from the school. But that lift wouldn't go high enough. So then they came out and fixed the first lift, as far as I know, but it's still not fixed. So yeah, so
So he
Eric
can't
is
get
trying,
enough?
yeah, Eric is trying to get the lift fixed so that he can go up there and fix it. So he's trying really hard, but he's also been busy with a million other things in town. So he's trying. So that's where we're at right now. We're just waiting on someone to actually fix the lift or to get another lift from the school, but the school's using all of their lifts. So yeah. So that's about it. Any questions?
How are we securing the building in the meantime?
Just the stanchion. So far, it's been working. No one's been doing anything. Unfortunately, that's the only thing we can.
Yeah. And there's been no concern or nothing you guys have seen that you're concerned that is no longer working. Okay, great. I'm glad people are respecting the building.
Yeah.
Okay, assistant director's report.
The other things I have to report, aside from the stuff that Sam talked about in his report, are I attended an MBLC Tech Services user group meeting on August 12th, and we're up to the T's in our audiobook section, so we're almost done with that. And then we'll move on to PDs after that.
This is not important, but my sons, we've been alphabetizing all his baseball cards, and there's something so satisfying. It's good, like that we hit the T's too.
The T's are like a good winner when you're doing that task.
Yes, it's a lot.
S's are.
And you'll see a lot of books.
Sam, director's report.
Sure. So there are 3 big staff updates this month. Tracy was promoted to head of circulation after Julie left like a week or 2 ago. She started on September 2nd. Jennifer Hamilton has been promoted to the new head of the children's department once Diane leaves at the end of the month. And we also backfilled Jennifer's current position with Seth. He's going to be the new assistant who serves as librarian for the children's department. So today we got all of the applications for Tracy's old head of old position. She had a 30-hour per week library tech position. We got 35 applications. So Mike and I and Tracy and Jennifer have gone through them, and we've chosen a few candidates. And we're going to start doing interviews hopefully next week. Today they posted the Steph's old position for his 19-hour week library tech position. And so that's going to be an internal position. So hopefully we'll hire from one of our staff, one of the library assistants. It's probably going to be someone who just got hired as a library assistant a few weeks ago, actually. So
Welcome to the staff.
yeah.
Yeah, you're.
And I'm trying to get them to agree to post the library, a library assistant position as well, because I know that we're going to hire a library assistant, so we might as well get started on that. So anyway, it's very confusing, but it's on the way.
It's in process.
It's in process. I concluded the financial portion of the ARIS. I was hoping to get Kimberly to sign it today, but I can actually get one of you to sign it.
We can sign it.
And we're doing fine, there are no issues, and it looks like we've been certified, but it won't be, we won't get official confirmation on that for a few months from the MPLC. A representative from Boston Athenaeum contacted me a few weeks ago. They told me that apparently the Littleton Select Board owned a share in Boston Athenaeum going back to 1854. And so they want to know what we want to do with it. Do we want to keep it or not? And if we do want to keep it, then they recommended that the select board choose a representative. So the representative gets a library card, they get free access to Athenaeum along with the ability to invite guests, and they get voting privileges. So on September 8th, the select board met, they agreed to keep the share and they named me as the rep. So
It's pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool. On August 29th, Mike, Susan, and I attended an accounts payable training for the town finance department. Basically, they wanted to make sure that if Susan ever gets sick or anything, that she has backup so that we can do payroll or invoices.
Appreciate the redundancy.
Yeah. The library will open late on September 30th for a staff meeting. So that day, Michelle Eberly from the Mass Library System will be here to talk to the staff about strategic plans, process, and to get their input. And the Friends will also hold their annual staff appreciation luncheon, as David said. And I attended an MVLC meeting on August 13th. The main topic of discussion was so our integrated library system is about to our contract with the vendor is about to expire. And so for those of you who don't know, the ILS is basically the system we use for checking in books and software, and the catalog is also part of the ILS, and cataloging is part of that. So we're looking at different vendors to see if we want to stay with Cersei Dynamics or if we want to move on to some things. So before it comes,
Who's the current vendor?
Cersei Dynamics, SIRSIDYNIX. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all in Sam's director's report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chris can just pull it from there.
Okay.
Good. So that's it. Other than stats and financially, we're doing well. We're on track for the year. Any questions?
Is the staff day there with the strategic plan meeting? Is that something open to us to come listen to as well, or is it just for staff?
It's just for staff.
That the person that's coming for the strategic plan is that's from the Mass Library System, so that's not consulting.
No, they're so Michelle is a free consultant from the state. She can really only come to one meeting. So I asked her to come to this meeting to get staff input. And she said she might be able to come to another one if we want to do it with somebody else because she lives in air, so it'll be easier for her to get her. But yeah, mostly it's gonna be for staff that day.
Full business.
Sure. So after our last meeting, I reached out to I had gotten in contact with Michelle. Michelle had quite a few different illicit library consultants. So I reached out to 6 of them. 3 basically told me they're too busy. They can't. And then I Zoomed with 3 other consultants. And after I Zoomed with that, one of those consultants also contacted me and said, we don't think we can work with you right now. We're a little too busy and consult as much right now. So I got proposals from 2 consultants. One is Maxine Blyweiss and Associates, and the second is Barbara Friedman Consulting. MBNA is a mother-daughter team. The mom has been a director at multiple libraries in the past. She's been on multiple library boards. And then her daughter works as like a strategic planning consultant for companies. So they decided to put their powers together and become library consulting. So they live in Connecticut. Well, the daughter lives in Connecticut, the mom lives in New York City. But they're both from this area, so they're familiar with Littleton and all of that. And then, so yeah, so their proposal is in here. And then Barbara is also a former librarian, library director. She's been on multiple boards as well. She's done multiple strategic plans for other libraries. And she's also local. She lives in Ashburnham. So yeah, so they're both pretty good. From the Zoom meeting, they both can do basically the same thing. As you can see, the fees are vastly different.
But I managed to get 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think Barbara seemed a little more she's the cheaper one. She seemed a little more she seemed like she could do it, but she's a little more flighty, to be honest, when I was speaking to her. I think she seemed a little I think she felt like, yeah, she probably has it in the bag, so she didn't really try, basically. MBNA, they were very professional. They listened to everything I had to say. They basically said they could do a lot for us, but as you can see, the prices were high. Obviously, if we also went with MBNA due to procurement rules, we would have to create an RFP because it's way over the $10,000 threshold. So that's another thing to consider. So given that, I don't know that we even really have to create a strategic plan. I don't know if $28,000 is really, or whatever it was.
24.
But yeah, 24,000. Yeah, so it's up to you guys. Any questions about either group?
So the situation at the state level is not changed then?
I haven't heard anything new since what I told you last time. So I don't. I'm meeting with Michelle next week, I believe. So I might find out.
Did you happen to call any of the libraries that specifically knowing that it's under $10,000 for Barbara's, who
No.
she's recently worked with? Because I mean, she has worked with Rutland, Lunenburg.
Yeah, I just received both of these
Just received,
proposals,
okay.
so I didn't have a chance to contact either of their references.
I mean, it might be worth asking about those libraries' experiences from the director before we jump ahead.
Sure.
Given we don't have a timeline, it's not like.
Yeah, we still have quite a while.
Anyone else?
That makes sense. I wish it had been swapped, because that's like, obviously,
Yeah,
as you're, but we need to determine first if we need one.
yeah. I'm going. Like I said, I think on Tuesday, Michelle, I need to talk to her. I think.
I mean, our strategic plan could just be for us. Like, it doesn't have to be for the
That's
state.
right.
So,
Yeah.
given we haven't, our last one has perhaps not served us the way we'd hoped it would. It does feel like a time for new building. The last one was really focused on the building. It's probably time for a new check-in with our community. But to go 24,000, it's the 8-fold difference was mind blowing.
Mhm.
But I do want to hear, it would be great to hear from the directors of Rutland and Lunenburg and whomever else she was there to see what their feedback was.
Mhm.
Their libraries. I also don't know how big those libraries are, given that they're in New York and Connecticut and New Hampshire for the NVNA.
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure.
was like, I can't tell. Like, I know Lunenburg's similar to ours.
Yeah.
But in Rutland, but like, I'm not so sure about the other.
Yeah, and I think the opportunity we have is we can define our own strategic plan goals.
Mhm.
What do we want?
And then if we have to turn one in, we have it.
and even if she's, I don't know, less focused, if we have a clear idea of what we want, we can direct that in
Yeah.
the
And if we're
collaboration.
using it as a roadmap for ourselves as well, I think it does help us back up any requests from those. Like, if we are budget seasons up on the select board has a question where we have a document in our, and that, so this is the plan, this is where we're going, this is why we're doing it. That it just backs up any requests we have for staffing or et cetera, as requests need to be going to the town. The funding or whatnot.
I like that Barbara is from, is
She's here.
here, but also she worked with Massachusetts libraries. Because, I mean, I know every town is different, but we're all in Massachusetts, whereas the other consultants have worked for libraries like out of state, and so it's gonna be different. So, I mean, it is important for Sam, to like find out feedback from the other libraries, because
Mhm.
maybe she is very flighty and wasn't helpful, who knows, but I do like that she is local and has worked with like area libraries.
It would be interesting if they're willing to share what their strategic plans that came out of that process with her.
Yeah, they
Maybe
might
if
have
they
that on
will-
their website.
Right,
They
if,
might.
if that's available, it'd be great to maybe look at a few and just see what does $3,000 buy us, right?
Right, because also on both resume or both sets of resumes that were attached to the proposals, the part of the experience was sat on the board. So at some point, we're sitting on the board, can we create our own with some guidance versus getting an official consultant?
Yeah, given we don't need an official info statement, I think this makes sense to me. At least to investigate a little bit further before.
Sure.
So tabling until next month. Okay,
All right, thank you, Sam.
thanks.
Yeah.
All right, new
Appreciate the
business.
legwork on that.
Yes. Public, library policies. So we have a few to review. Hopefully everyone was able to access them. The first one we'll look at is public comments, which is a new policy that we drafted. So,
Right, and because it's new, we didn't say track changes or anything like that because it's new, but the highlighted sections were just, we were unsure if that was correct or still going to be correct, or if we wanted to.
Did you guys base this off of something that
we based it off of,
Was this the water tower?
Watertown, if there were two, I think I pulled from, but yes, I looked at area libraries.
existing policies from other libraries?
Yes, yeah. I looked at a couple and just merged the two into this, so.
I question whether we even need looking at your first highlight, if we need to specify when our meetings are held, given that's there.
It's probably a good thing not to have it, because if our meetings
If it ever
change, then we'd have to change the policy.
And you put the period at the end of the first line.
And then I'll say that on the top of our agenda, I think we say, so this blurb for about public comment that got added to our agenda was being added during the time period where people were coming and there was a lot of public comment and like, what is a public forum, the open forum situation, and these are the reasonable limits we can put on public comment. So it becomes a limited public forum. So we previously decided 2 minutes and no more than 10 minutes of time. I don't know what we could do, 3 minutes and 20 minutes of public comment if we wanted, which is written in the policy. I don't know. We should just align the two. So
Right,
statement.
well, that's why they were highlighted. I think we didn't think to look at the agenda. This was from the other policy that I did.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
I think if we have it on I think we should change it to 2 minutes and 10 minutes to be in keeping with what we've been saying historically.
It's probably better to go low anyway, because we could change it to be more lenient, but you wouldn't reduce it. Like if on the fly, if we
It's
need
a minimum, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it says 2 minutes or less. So sorry, my brain is a little scattered today. But when I was doing all those workshops on the open forums and limited open forums and all of those things, this is one of those things we have to be really careful with. And so whatever we set here, we have to really stick to. Like, it's what we do at this point. It becomes the policy, not what we say we are going to do. So like if we don't adhere to our own policy here in our own meetings, then it's moot point. Like we can get ourselves into big trouble.
But we can't say something like speakers may have only 2 minutes. That's
Like we literally will need a stopwatch to like somebody start at times for each comment so they know they're 2 minutes.
Like they do in town meeting,
Yeah.
which is, I think, great.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Makes it really clear. Even the speaker knows, oh, the time is dwindling.
Mhm.
And it helps them I mean, I was a town moderator for 7 years, and the people who spoke on and on always lost the people that they had persuaded during the first 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Right.
So it really helps to be,
there are
Brief.
people who time their speeches right to that last second, which I'm like, how can you do that?
So I think if we want to be in keeping with what we have, it should say no longer than 2 minutes. Or no more
It
than
says
two
It
minutes?
says, so the bullet
We'll
bullets are
have
2 minutes or
2 minutes.
less, so.
Okay, all right,
So 2 minutes or less is in both places, it's consistent that way.
okay.
And then 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that if we were sitting in front of 1 million people, I guess it's the chair's discretion if we open back up for another 10 minutes, but we should be very clear about the time we're setting for the next block if we're doing that. So essentially, we're saying 5 people can speak at each meeting.
Right.
And then, is it true that we will only recognize people whose games are on the list? Or are walk-ins allowed? That's the 7th policy.
So we've never used a list. So again, this is the like whatever we do is actually what matters situation.
So the first one seemed hard, like any petitioner is encouraged to place their name on a list, that's fine, but then we will only recognize speakers who are on the list or in the order that they're on the list or are walk-ins.
they can get on the end of the list if there's still spots.
Yeah,
I think that's the implication of that one.
And when the public comment section is closed, it's closed. I guess unless the chair decides to recognize people in a section of the meeting on which we're talking about something.
is it better to add a line, the chair reserves the right to recognize blah, 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 something that gives us that option, or is that kind of assumes that it's up to the chair?
Do you know?
Sure.
Did you see anything like that in some of the other policies?
No,
I don't think we need to explicitly say it. I'm trying to think of what, like, is there another group in town that has a public policy?
School board.
Think so.
Public comment is probably at select board, but definitely for a town meeting.
Yeah.
So maybe we could align this policy to local existing examples.
mm-hmm.
So do not approve it tonight and check.
Right, I think we table this for now and we look at, the other boards in town that have public comment and make sure that we're in line.
Okay.
With those.
Yeah.
School board tonight, we can watch you.
Do you want to?
There are town meeting guidelines on the website.
Great. Maybe there is some somewhere. They're recognized by the chair. Name and address.
It's a little different in town meeting
Yeah.
because town moderator has a lot of discretion.
That's true.
Yeah,
Their chair probably has discretion too.
It does, but in that case, you don't need to state that they have the discretion in the policy.
I don't think this is a pressing policy. I think we can,
I think we just wanted it cover the.
right. But I'm saying, like, I look at, we can look at BOS, school board, school committee, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
and then we can just table this one until next month.
Yes.
Okay.
Looks good though. Good start.
Public programs also was something that we created, which had not existed previously, and we looked at. Am I still at the bottom? Yes, Wilmington and Somerville. I pulled from.
What is on site at any library location mean? Is that because they have satellite sites, like multiple sites in the library systems you used as examples? Just Somerville library.
Yeah.
Like any.
Like Acton has 2, right? Like
Right, but it can also be like any site,
within the library?
yeah. Murder room, starts room, out of the patio, out front, maybe, I don't know.
Or if you would, like, say, the library wanted to do a program at like Third Thursday or a Fay Park or something, right? Like, if you want to do a program at Fay Park,
It's offsite.
it's offsite.
Right.
So
I guess the any library.
Oh, any library location.
To me, makes it sound like there's more than one library.
Buildings.
Yeah, buildings, thank you,
Mhm.
that we are working with. Offsite to me means everything outside of this.
Right, so we can change that wording.
If it just said on-site at the library
Yeah,
or off-site,
Okay.
that wouldn't be ambiguous.
correct. I can't remember if some of those two libraries. I think it does. Pretty sure they do. Wilmington, maybe doesn't. The only other thing I saw here is the section on age.
Right.
I don't know if you see my comments, but the age 6 to 9, there's a lot of language in here that does not align with our current children's in the library
Mhm.
policy. Like we use the language 11 and under and 12 or older. Sorry, 11 and under, yes, and 12 or older. I don't know why it's and or there, but so I think we as we consider this policy, we should either make sure this one aligns with our children in the library policy, or we need to amend our children library policy to make sure they're consistent between the two.
I think we look at the children's policy and amend this one,
Okay.
since this isn't even published yet.
Right.
Yeah,
It's easy.
and I don't know when the next one's up for review, but maybe we just need to make sure they're aligned. And
The
if
only
we want to
thing-
change the other one, we should move it up in the order of review.
I think that this does, we'll check. I think it does align now with your changes, but I don't think that we say that children 11 and under need to be attended by a 16-year old.
We do not. We say 12 or above. They were very clear that the 12 and above cannot, the 12 could supervise the 11.
Yes,
which
Mike
is-
has been very clear about that. They go with their friend Maggie. She watches.
Yeah,
She's like 6 months old.
yeah. I mean, we're trying to allow for those middle schoolers who are coming as peers before they turn 12. But I just want to make sure that as we edit this, we are aligned with our current policies, so we're not contradicting ourselves and causing confusion.
Who would ever require a fee?
Okay, good.
No fee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
wondering. Felt like he was there to cover your butt, but
Yeah.
We are reviewing the children in the library policy in October.
okay,
But I think it's important that, we make sure that they align, so,
so we can review them together.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, so let's,
So if you defer this one,
right,
yes. But
There are
other
other-
alignment. the fee-
Other items for discussion, I want to discuss those, so as you're finalizing this. You said we don't charge for the programs.
I guess just would we.
If we did.
it just says in rare instances may require, so probably okay.
And is Bill of Rights allowance with the ones we use for our other policies, like the collection development and the freedom review and the what's the other one? Children in the library, yeah. We refer to these ALA policies in multiple, or they're not policies, they are
Guidelines?
guidelines, statements, multiple places. I just want to make sure we're using, they're all saying the same thing.
mm-hmm. And then there was at the very bottom, it's a request for reconsideration. Do we need that, Sam? And if yes, we would want to look at which form we want to use.
Yeah, so my understanding is, again, this is a public forum, so much like our collection development, people have the right to ask for reconsideration of any program. And so as long as we've outlined the procedure by which it needs to go through. Must be D&D pickup, because my husband just came.
Do we already have that reconsideration
We
process?
have it for books and materials, right?
Yeah.
So is it adaptable, do you think, for the programs?
I'm sure we
probably could.
So I'm also really curious what the staff had a chance to review this policy? Would this be something that I think maybe they should have feedback on, please?
Yeah, right, because with like registration begins at least 3 weeks before the program might not always be if there's.
I want to make sure the process, the policy is set up so they can actually do it
Mhm.
or make amendments if not feasible.
Yeah, I can share with them.
But that would be great. Thank you.
Okay,
And then the other, yeah, this brought up a couple issues just about the wait list and like publicizing within Littleton only up until a certain point and then going broader. And again, that's more your preference. So I don't know if that, like, it reminded me to bring up that I do have a couple of friends with young kids who were like, why is there not preference to Littleton residents over others?
Mhm.
And
Are there programs that are blocked out often?
I don't know that we could do that in Assabet.
That's another question.
Yeah, I don't know that we could do that. Not really allowed to do.
yeah, Kimberly said other libraries limit popular events to their town only until a week before the event.
I think Brad says that their craft programs specifically, you're not supposed to register if you're out of town until a week before, but I don't know if they say it, but I don't know if
Policy.
if the computer system will stop you from registering. There's two different.
Yeah, and I think this was crap. Both people had really little kids, so I think it was stuff that they had just been and they were
Like the summer reading stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm struggling to get people to come to our stuff.
Your adults that definitely are not having this trouble.
Right, so I would want to limit it that way.
I mean, unless you're teen, or teens actually might be a problem. The teen and children's room are probably the programs that are the most popular and at risk for, but I also don't see many out of town kids here when I'm here. So,
Well, yeah, we've been getting a lot of Westbury adults.
well, and
Yeah.
that's the other thing is their libraries closed. So
Right.
Seems a little,
And we were getting a lot of kids from Westbury actually there.
Yeah.
Right.
So they even had to stop accepting registrations because we had so many kids.
Is that in part because they're closed for renovation or?
Yeah, so they have another space, but it's not anything like a library, basically.
Right, they didn't have programs, so if families were coming here.
I don't, if they had programs, they were very limited.
I feel like that's a time limited issue.
Mm-hmm. But I think that a lot of people are discovering Littleton. Like,
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of people say, "Oh, I like it here better." So,
All right, well,
What problem it has?
yeah,
we do have wait lists for popular programs because I've been on a wait list before.
yeah, and the staff has been pretty. Like Jennifer has started new classes. Like,
Yeah.
yes.
She's been very good about
Yeah.
opening our sessions.
And she writes, like, she'll let you know right away if there's an opening, like, do you want to take this spot or do you pass on it or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so tabling that both because we need to align it with
Mm-hmm.
the age and for the staff to make sure that it reflects what they're actually doing or what they want to do.
It does feel like this policy might, just in general of our every 2-year review, this one maybe should be paired with children in the library,
Yeah,
just to make sure it's consistently. It's consistent. When they change the one, we know that the other one is being reviewed at the same time.
Sam, do you want us to draft the reconsideration form or do you want to look at that?
yeah, I can do it.
Okay,
okay.
That is your procedure. What is that home
tomorrow you go.
on the highway?
It's like
That's what it sounds like.
It is very mechanical.
Okay, next is nonprofit collection box, which is an existing policy that we just need to review and update if needed.
May I ask a question? This is more backing up to the list of policies we have. This one says it's been last approved in July of 2024, which if we're doing 2-year cycles, puts it nearly a year from its expiration.
I'm just looking. Everything has been updated since 2024.
July of 2024?
I haven't, yes.
I do think when I started, we went through all, but maybe not. Right, that was like my first thing. Did we do all the policies?
We've done
Everything,
them over the last.
everything has been last updated since, everything is 2024 and above, like, or newer, so.
Right, my understanding was that we were doing a 2-year cycle.
Okay,
Is that is that not the cadence we wanted to continue, I guess?
I thought it was every year, but you could be right. Let me see.
I think there are
Review
some,
policies every 2 years. That
I
was my,
do
that
think
was
there may
my,
be some policies like collection development, meeting room, all the open forums, you're not hitting them right now. That those maybe we want to just quickly review on an annual basis, but I'm just,
no, you're right. That was my mistake. So we,
Okay.
we can skip that one for now because it is.
I was just saying that the edits are more wording. I don't think it changes the nature of the,
Do you want, should we, these are all like little grammatical ones. Do we accept it and change the date to now, or we just,
We don't even need to look at it because it's.
but we did look at it, right?
We
looked
did.
at it.
we could either leave, so the options are we just approve it. And then we can set a new cadence
Right.
and schedule and just make sure we're scheduling out. What I think policies can be really hard because they're like, I just don't want to overwhelm any one meeting with a lot of
Right,
policies.
right.
Um,
No, I wasn't.
and I just want to like set, here's the 2-year flow and we'll just, and then it becomes every January we do. January first year we do these, February this, like if we set the cadence and
Right,
then we
right.
won't ever forget to.
I
do
totally
something.
agree. I just didn't know if we want to.
So our
Remove this
options
now
right
or
now,
change it to 2025 and
that is, I mean, the edits are definitely grammatical, but not changing the nature of the content, in my opinion. So I could go either way.
I think if the edits clarify the wording, there's no harm in
We can approve it now. and
approving it and then just remembering that it doesn't really need to be looked at for 2 years now.
So maybe my recommendation is if policy, you guys do a lot of work, and so I also don't want to overwhelm the subcommittee,
Mhm.
but maybe we can take that list. I just saw your spreadsheet, Sarah, and like print it out so everyone has it next time, and you guys can propose a schedule for the every 2-year cycle kind of thing.
I apologize. It does say on there 2 years, and I think I just got ahead of
You're just
myself.
gotta have
I was
yourself,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna be proactive, but so yes, I will print it out
Okay.
for next time, but I'll print out a proposed schedule for every 2 years and bring it to the next meeting.
That'd be great. And then we can always move, if we think 2 policies should be done at the same time, we can,
Yeah.
Schedule
negotiate
them.
timing.
yeah. And then I think we're just setting up the future boards to have a
Mhm.
good cycle. And no subcommittee to feel overwhelmed because we happen to approve 6 in this or 5 in this meeting or something.
Right,
Or at this time of year, we didn't, that would be hard.
right. So does anyone have any issues with the proposed grammatical changes?
No.
For this policy? So we
Nope.
can just accept them all?
And
You want a motion?
Can I get a motion to approve the,
Nonprofit collection box calls. So moved.
I second.
everyone in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
No.
The motion carries.
Easy peasy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we can skip borrowing privileges. Because
Is that
that was
also-
that was updated a year ago. And I do want to look at the art exhibit and display policy because we are looking to merge the public posting and display policy and the art exhibit and display policy into one policy. So
Why, just help me understand the reasoning for the
because I
suggestion.
feel like there was duplication. If you look at, let me get to the policy.
So I'm actually would like to debate merging them.
Okay.
In part because, again, we're back to that open forum situation. So the posting areas, the bulletin boards, the screens, those things are actually limited public forums as well, which is different than the art exhibits and displays, which is a juried selection, which has a different procedure. Yeah. And so I understand the thought to merge them to simplify and reduce the number of policies. I totally get that instinct. I think, unfortunately, because they have 2 different forums, that we might end up confusing things and maybe not protecting ourselves the way we would hope.
Okay, that's fair.
But we did merge, so but we probably have the originals.
We have different, well, because we were just not accepting any of these changes.
I think there's some great questions here if you want to talk about them, like you guys have questions on the side.
Well, I think the big question was, Um, do they only, like, when do they do the selection? Is that right, Steph? We had a question about when they do the selection.
Usually in, June.
So there's only like one call for ours.
There's a window.
There's a
Yeah.
window.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fine.
And people come else other times of year with interest can be informed that there's a window and they can get into it the next time.
yeah, that's happened. It's usually local.
Yeah.
Like they'll come here and they'll see it and it's like, oh, how do I do that? And they think that it's just, they can just do it next month. And
Right.
I'm from, no, we do it in June and you choose it for the whole year.
Yeah.
And if you want, you can do it next year.
Okay. Does anyone have any other thoughts on not merging or merging? Is everyone okay with not merging? Okay,
I'm okay.
okay, we'll leave it as is and,
So the edits that pertain to either one part of it, one policy or the other, well, it's really the first policy,
right.
Okay, wait.
it's still approved.
I'd rather not because,
Not tonight, I mean,
yes,
Okay,
right,
so we'll bring these back.
yeah.
yes, we will review
So you
those at
can
a
preserve
future meeting. Right.
the editorial effort
Yes.
that you made
Yeah, that's, yeah, don't.
for the respective policies.
Right,
And for the borrowing privileges, I know now is not the time, but since it's also editorial, are we changing the date and approving it today, or we're pretending we didn't?
which one?
No, the borrowing privileges is waiting a year.
No, we're not doing anything with that.
That one's just.
I know, but since we already did, so we're just leaving.
You can hold your edits for now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, vending machine proposal.
Okay, so, local
Did we
patron,
do the collection books policy or am I?
Yep,
We did, okay.
we actually.
That was the
Yeah,
easy
because
one.
we were-
Yes!
4 yes, 0
That
no.
was when we realized it was July.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, thank you.
okay. So local patron Liddy Turner, she, is a patron and she also owns Munchies, over at the point.
And she said.
Mentions.
Yeah. So anyway, she came into me, couple, like maybe a week ago and mentioned that she owns a vending machine business as well. And she wants to know if we had any vending machines at the library. I told her we do not. She said that she'd be willing to put one here for us at no fee, that she'd cover the maintenance and servicing, and give us a donation of 3 to 5%. So I spoke with the staff. Everybody's kind of mixed about it. Megan and James and Jennifer seem to think it's a good idea that the kids would use it, even though Megan does put out free food that's provided by the friends. She said that the kids still walk up the street to the gas station to get things. So if it was here, then it would be good from here.
If my kids can choose free food or food they have to pay for, they always choose food they have to pay for, even if they like it less. Always.
Tracy's concern
My
was
goodness,
that
everything.
Yeah, Tracy's concern was that if a patron puts money in and they don't, something goes wrong, that they're gonna go to staff. So that's another concern to have. So my feeling on that is that kind of comes up with if you go to a hospital, the nurse doesn't give you your money back. You call the number on the side of the vending machine. So, but it's still a hassle because I know patients will go to staff, so it's just training the staff to know where to sit. And then as far as the location, so we discussed it. Some possible locations were all down here. We were right here, right outside this door, in between in this wall, along this wall. Another was in the corner where the coffee machine is, and the other was in that little nook between the stairs and the janitor
Outlet
closet.
there?
Yeah, looked at there, because then there's an outlet there. I'm kind of, I could kind of go either way with it. I don't know how, so I wanted to bring it here to get your thoughts on it, see what you all think.
Who controls what is in it?
So she would work with us to do that. She said she could put healthy things in there. She could put chips, drinks. Basically, she would work with us to figure out what we want in there, what the patrons want.
And do you have to commit to a certain time frame, like time period, or can you do it for like 3 month trial and see how it goes?
Yeah, so I would recommend that if we do decide to do this, that we would get a contract. So I would speak with the town council about creating a contract that would address that.
as a patron and a board member, I feel like it's a really good idea because it's a trial basis. What do you have to lose? There's a 3 to 5%, and she's going to handle everything. As a parent, I will now have to give my kids money to go to the library. So I'm also split.
But if kids are already going to the gas station anyway, like,
Mine haven't done.
but if that's
coming.
what Sam is hearing, and then if they're here anyway and they have money and they want to spend money on snacks, the library, I mean, again, it's a trial, right? We try it, and if it doesn't go well, then we can say no, but if the library could get some money, I
Yeah.
am also concerned about, like, oh, the machine ate my money.
Yeah.
We have a vending machine at the Discovery Museum, but it's right near the missions desk, so it's, if someone says, oh, it ate my money, they have a special but like, if it's down here, then any kid could say, oh, it ate my money, and you have no way of knowing. So like, that would be, there would have to be a sign on this machine, if they ate your money, contact this person, and not go to the staff, like.
It's interesting that James and Megan are not as concerned about that though, because I feel like the machine ate my money will be the adults, the like stupid stuff of like jamming too much money in or like getting 6 snacks that you don't need or something. And if they're not, I feel like they have a good read on the vibe of like how it could cause chaos. So if they're willing to try it, I tend to defer to that. But I don't. I do feel like the kids will be the problem.
Do we need a bidding process or opening this up to others?
No, she's doing it for free. So
Okay.
if we were doing like, if we were trying to pay for this, then yeah, it would depend on the cost. If it was more than $10,000, definitely.
Mhm.
But since she's doing this all on her own, then no.
I foresee lots of soda being spilled on the floor.
Lots of stuff is spilled on these floors anyway.
I know.
Yeah, they
I mean, that hot chocolate's always on the floor.
Yeah.
So
And
can
again,
it-
if they're, but if they're
can
not buying
it
the
yourself some
here,
water so it cleans the air up?
but if they're not gonna buy the snack here, they're gonna walk to the gas station, buy a soda and bring it back and spill it on the floor, so.
There are many a morning that I come down her.
I don't think, having it is going to add more or less of a mess, I personally don't see that as a problem.
It's also, one concern I do have is this is the gallery space.
Mhm.
Not
That's
adding
what I was
a vending
imagining.
machine.
Yeah,
Well, like you said, if you put it down, like, maybe even on the other side of the stairs, you were saying, like, if it was somewhat hidden, then I would,
It would,
you mean less obtrusive.
yeah, yes.
if
Not
there's
front
a
and
way to
center.
do like vending machine all with the coffee area, like one like unit of
Yeah.
stuff that is where the food and the trash are.
Right,
And we can move those art pieces to really
Mhm.
down here, right? I want to keep I like the art gallery. I don't want it to become a hodgepodge of stuff.
right.
I like throwing out what yelling.
And she will definitely. Yeah, I think if we could make a little cafe area right where that table is right now of things, if we wanted to try out this,
Mhm.
I would like to see a contract before we officially approve. And make sure the town, okay, like there's not something that, I mean, the schools have vending machines, so it's not like it's the
Yeah, and
only
the
thing in
town
town.
hall used to have a vending machine, but I think nobody ever used it,
Okay.
so they got rid of it. But they had one at one point a long time ago. I definitely think it would get used here. I know patrons are even it's not just kids and teens, adults, once they find out there's a vending machine, they will definitely use it.
Yeah.
I think it's worth a trial.
Do other libraries have vending machines?
Some do, some don't.
Yeah, in Shrewsbury, they had one.
Oh, do they?
Remember we went to it wasn't in Shrewsbury, we went to the retreat or something?
Yeah, the
There-
trustee thing?
Yes, there was one there.
Oh, I forgot about that. They had that little coffee area in that, and the thing
Okay,
right
so
in the
the vending
area
machine.
too.
Yeah.
Was it all in the same area?
The fact that you can do the hot drinks here that the Friends provide already opens up
Yes.
most of the issues
Mhm.
would ever have.
I mean, the mess is gonna be the same,
Yeah.
it's just what it's spelled
Yeah.
as to changes.
Right.
I mean, I can foresee a little like area maybe with that table, so it's not so congested, but
Mhm.
there's space to move that too.
Would it help the friends in any way? I mean, they like, this is separate from that. There's nothing hot in the vending machine. The friends would still do.
Yeah, I don't think the friends are jealous of.
Yeah.
church.
No, and I think they might prefer.
They're just trying to
all the
provide
hot cocoa
something.
not just disappearing if kids
Mhm.
survive.
That's what I mean. I help it only in that, like, this is all there is for the kids.
Diversify.
As it is, I have to remind my kid, if you're taking hot cocoa, you have to put money in the thing.
Yes.
He's like, oh, right. Sometimes he just comes with a 10. He's like, my next 10 times are covered. Okay. Maybe 5 times. He's getting used to it. Yeah, I think maybe we can try it.
Okay, so you want to tolerate
See a
for like,
contract.
like 6 months?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll talk to town council, see if we can come up with a contract. I'll share with all of you first and then I'll share it with the room.
Yeah.
Do you need
Yeah.
a vote?
No,
Just,
no, I
you were just
wanted-
consulting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your purview.
Okay,
all right, okay, so the last agenda item is the early closing for town meeting on Tuesday, October 28th, 2025 at 5 PM.
Is this likely to be a 2-day meeting?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Has anyone seen the warrant?
I don't
Well, Shaker
think so.
Thing is gonna be on the warrant, right?
Yeah,
Do you, I know last time for town meeting, you proposed to close early 2 nights in a row, just, do you want to
Contingent.
propose that just as a backup?
sure. Let's say October 28th at 5 and Wednesday, October 29th at 5, contingent upon town meeting going that second night.
So moved.
I can't make a motion.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Early closing for town meeting on Tuesday, October 28th. And if needed, Wednesday, October 29th, both nights at 5 PM.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Now, anyone have any trustee
Other
updates?
business or trustee update?
Other business? Trustee updates? I have almost 400 hours of reading, so I'm very excited.
That's amazing.
Uh,
When does adult
It,
summer
it
reading?
ends it ends on September 20th. Susan, I asked like 3 times, I'm like, really, that's the date? And Susan said, yes, she wanted to give us extra time, so yeah. So you still have time to earn some raffle
It's
tickets,
technically still summer.
so. All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
I'll second them.
Did someone second?
I'll
Stepped
second
it.
them.
Okay. All in favor?
Hi.
Any opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.